Shalom everyone, shalom, shalom. My name is Or Liber. I am a biblical Hebrew teacher from Israel, PhD student in biblical studies in Bar Ilan University from Israel. And I want, if you feel stuck with your biblical Hebrew studies, if you feel like you don't make any progress, if you flip in endlessly the dictionaries you use, or you can't find your hands and legs inside the big subject of biblical Hebrew, if you feel like you're wasting your time, this one is for you, okay? I'm making this video to help you to be more practically, to go in the practical way with your biblical studies and without with and try to avoid some mistakes that many students, including I, with different languages, other languages, making. So let's start. This is our question: how to make biblical Hebrew learning as practical as possible. So, we're gonna talk about challenges in learning biblical Hebrew and try to find the solutions, okay, or direction to some solution to any challenge, to every challenge. So we have plenty. I have chosen three challenges, and I took them from you guys, from students, specifically from my followers in my WhatsApp group. So I asked them, are you making progress in biblical Hebrew studies? If not, what is holding you back from moving forward? What will help you? Okay, and you can see lots of answers. I took a few that repeated many times. So the first one, I don't have a teacher. I need guidance. Okay, just a teacher, someone to explain me. Okay, more. The progress is slow, with no one to provide explanation on an ongoing basis. Okay, this is the same answer, of course, the same idea. I need a system and a teacher who can correct my pronunciation. Okay, and it's repeated again and again. We want a guide, and when I said a teacher, I mean an accessible teacher, and I want to divide it to two. Okay, so one is teacher. Okay, one trusted source. Okay, one teacher that you can and that you trust him or her, and he I don't know, makes sense, or you can rely on, and you have some proof that he is good. So could be me, it could be anyone else. Lots of great teachers outside. Find them, okay, and teacher for biblical Hebrew, not modern Hebrew, and an accessible teacher. Okay, accessible. When I said accessible, I mean someone to help me when I need a helping hand. Okay, someone when I have a question, I can ask him and he can provide a good explanation about biblical Hebrew. By the way, about any content regarding the Hebrew Bible, right? We want to study the language, and while we study the language, wide our knowledge about about biblical content, about the concept behind the Hebrew Bible. But here we are for the language. So I have a question, and he provided a good explanation. Okay, not a YouTube channel. Okay, in YouTube channel, the teachers are far away. I know it's free, it's nice, but it's not accessible. Okay, I have to, and I will have questions always. Okay, I'm studying currently. I study Greek, and without the teacher, I don't know how can I do it. I try to start on my own on YouTube or stuff like that. I can't even learn the alphabet correctly. So we have to find accessible teacher, someone to reach, someone that we can be in contact. So this is number one. Find a teacher. If you won't find a teacher, it's gonna be so difficult for you. Okay, you will wasting your time and more challenges. Difficulty in access to high quality materials. Okay, you won't find it on YouTube. High quality materials. I need structure and consolidation of the basics. Okay, structure, something clear. Okay, and again, systematic coaching. So coaching is for the teacher, but the teacher has to be systematic. Okay, we have to find our clear way with biblical Hebrew. So it's very simple, but we have to say it because I see many people just giving up this simple tool of workbook. Okay? Work with workbook, learn with workbook. Biblical Hebrew, it's very difficult without the high quality materials coming with the workbook. And when I say workbook, I mean not endless PDF files. Okay? One book, only one place. Okay? It could be one with two volumes. Okay? Totally fine. But one book and work. Okay? Work, because we have to practice and we have to exercise. So with all the exercises and answers. Okay, this is the meaning of work. If we want to have the exercises and answers, we just in most cases, okay, we will wait to the next lesson with our teacher if we have. If not, we can't check ourselves, and we want to check ourselves. Okay, we want to see if we are in the right direction. If you we got it right. So walk. Okay, and we do have to invest to make the effort. Okay, to sit and practice. It's a long way, but so much enjoyable, so much things that we learn along the way, for the language and for the Hebrew content. But we want to put it in one place. We want to have it in one place, and this place is workbook. And another point about the workbook is physical book, okay, not PDF file, okay. I said not few PDF files, but we want one physical book, okay. Highly recommend to have a physical book. So my book that I use is Hine, and this is my recommendation. I don't get any fees if you buy this workbook. I do know Rachel Halabe, which is the author, and she is amazing, and she has 30 years of experience with biblical Hebrew, teaching biblical biblical Hebrew in Canada, okay, in several places, including universities. And what's unique about this book is the practical way. So, and I totally agree. That's the reason I teach with this workbook. Okay, she make it simple without explanation that you don't need. Okay, and without academic explanations or too much grammarly explanations, and only what you need to have a good progress with biblical Hebrew. And this book full of examples from the Hebrew Bible, from the first lesson. So it's amazing to use it and start to read the Hebrew Bible immediately. So Hine, this is volume number 1, number 2, and this is the toolbox of the book. In my lessons, I have the physical book, and I share screen with my ebook. Okay, and this is a great point to offer you my next course, and this my next two courses actually. And the first one, okay, my Open Hebrew Bible, is just for you to make you put the Hebrew Bible on your table and be able to open it and read it. Okay, so my Open Hebrew Bible, this is the meaning of the name. And the practical path of biblical Hebrew begins here, and this is for beginners. If you know to read the Hebrew alphabet, this one is for you, and you didn't start it. didn't start. And also, if you don't know to read the Hebrew alphabet and you buy this course, I will help you to get to the course while with the knowing of the Hebrew alphabet, with the ability to read. Okay, I have these recordings, and we can do it in a few days or 1 week. So the first course is for the noun system for beginners, and the second one is for the verb system, and I called it Dust Off Your Hebrew Bible. If you learn once and you want to go back in rhythm, or if you started and you want to make the next step of the Hebrew Bible, dust off your your Hebrew Bible and go back to it the practical way back in through the verb system. Okay, so we have two lessons, the two courses, the detailed Sundays and Wednesdays. 12 sessions start at August 3rd, on August. Early registration. Okay, my English. You can hear my accent. So ends at July 22. Okay, and July 22. If you watch it later, not so bad. Okay, if you want to ask me any question about this courses, I'm so excited about it. We already have several participants. So if you watch it, I will send you the link. This is the verb system and the noun system. I highly recommend to join me. Okay, next challenge. Okay, next one. No. Okay, are you making progress? The answer is no. Lack of biblical Hebrew dictionary, too occupied by my work. And okay, so I want to emphasize here the dictionary thing. I know very little vocabulary and sentence structure. Plus, I am alone. It makes it hard to practice when I don't know if I'm speaking Hebrew correctly. So the first part of this sentence is what important vocabulary. Vocabulary. Do we need to learn so much vocabulary? Should I memorize vocabulary? Okay, it's so difficult to start from zero, right? So difficult. So this is a big question about learning languages, and my opinion is if you too occupied by my work like this fellow before, and if you feel in the fact is that you have so many things to learn, you don't have to do it. If you have time, perfect. Okay. If not, you have some solutions. Okay. And what students usually do is having a physical dictionary and flipping it 10 minutes for every word. It's very difficult to find the word and to be able to open it in the right place. And if you already found the word, ah, it takes so much time to get to the meaning. Again, I learn biblical. I am learning currently Greek, and it's so difficult. It's taking so much time. But in Hebrew Bible, we have different solution. Okay, and I want to give you one of it. Okay, and this one. Okay, this is a strong tool that I use, and it's called Bible Bento. As you can see, we have all the Hebrew Bible and the translation, several translation, not so many, not like Bible Hub or something like that, but in Bible Bento by the way means lunch, so we take the Bible for lunch, and this is the first word in the Hebrew Bible, starting Bereshit, so starting with Be, okay, in, and Reshit, so in the beginning, okay, Reshit, it's beginning, it's a noun, and from the word Rosh, okay, which is a metaphor for the beginning, because the Rosh is the head is the beginning of the body, so it's like a metaphor, and Bereshit, we have the meaning. We don't have to open every word. This is a quicker way to start, okay? In our stage, we want to be able to do it quickly without any frustrations, okay? And less frustration, and or avoid we want to do it in the practical way. That's the thing, right? This is the thing. This is what we want. And so this is Bible Bento. So much things to say over here. For example, I just something that came out right now. I have this ability to find a subject very quickly. Okay, here are the predicate, the verbal phrase, and these are the subject, and this is one of the big challenges in biblical Hebrew. Okay, to find the subject, especially if you learn the verb right now. Okay, so this one, let's go back to Bible Bento. We have several translations over here. So in just one click, you can find what you want, the translation and the grammatical details. I'm in love with this tool because it's very simple and very useful. And if we also want to have a good dictionary, okay? But I want to give you the option of the online to here, okay? And this website called Al HaTorah, okay? Al HaTorah. In Al HaTorah we have a dictionary, and of course when I teach give the teach how to reach to the dictionary and how to use it, and we have the option of root, okay, and this one the reshit, okay, which is a noun, and we reach immediately to the word in the dictionary called BDB, which is a very good dictionary, not the best, but good enough, okay, in our stage of, in our level of biblical Hebrew. And you can see it over here. And we have also the option of form. So I can just, for example, the second word in the Hebrew Bible, I can write bara, and it gives me the verb of immediately the verb. Okay, from the form I'm going to the verb and the meaning in the dictionary. Okay, so it's very useful, also very useful tool. And these two tools, we have more, but these two tools are the main tools that I use and the main websites that I use in my teaching, and it's very useful and helpful for my student to use. So don't memorize words, okay? In my opinion, okay? You can do it, of course, but at the beginning, try to focus on the grammatical or the syntax explanations, okay? The syntax material of the biblical Hebrew. And again, another thing about the challenges, and I want to emphasize this is so much important: recognize and not to produce. We don't need to create the words or the biblical Hebrew or to try to speak biblical Hebrew. We want just to recognize. This affects all our learning. It's not a modern language. It's not modern Hebrew. It's biblical Hebrew, and this is ancient language. No one speaks biblical Hebrew today. Okay, so just to recognize, not to produce. Finally, expectations. We have to talk about expectations. Okay, we have to talk about what our goal in biblical in learning biblical Hebrew, what we want to achieve. So, do we want to be a biblical Hebrew scholar? I don't think so. It takes time, and we just want to have to. Okay, let's see. Immediately we will see your answers. So read fluently in the near future. It takes time. So when I asked people what the goal or what expectations, so to learn new things. Okay, this is the first level. Understanding original language allows me to understand scripture more accurately and understand some nuances that may be lost in translation. Okay, I have so many translations. I want to be able to compare and to understand what the differences or where the differences came from. Also, to feel connected. Okay, this is so much important. Just to feel connected. Put the Hebrew Bible on the table and feel that presence in my life. First and foremost, that I would like to connect to my faith tradition. Studying it will allow me to connect more deeply with sacred texts. And finally, to know more well God word. Okay, want to be part of our life, to have to enjoy the God's word, and to be able to communicate with that, or to feel the deep meaning of the words, and the ideas of the Hebrew Bible, and to know what God's want. So these are the expectations. And again, I send you the link for my two courses. Thank you very much for watching. And if you have any question, I'm accessible. So bye bye.